Morning, Brad here, doing something a little unconventional. I'm actually on my drive to work this morning. I had filmed a video earlier today, right there in the little green schoolhouse where I'm usually at, but upon reviewing that video, it was bad. Just unpostable. Even by my standards, it was not good. So I will probably... Looks like I got a low tire if you heard that little beep. No, I got a sensor out. That's what's going on. Oh well. In case you hear a beep in the vehicle, there's no danger going on. I've got a tire sensor out here in the truck that I need to get replaced. But anyway, yeah, that video was very not good, just unpostable. So I will probably refilm that maybe tomorrow. But I do want to go ahead and put something short out this morning just because there's something coming up that I'm pretty excited about, and I didn't want to wait. I had originally intended, I was not going to participate in any of the reading events this winter. Got a lot of other stuff to do just to catch up on things that I want to read just because I want to read them, not because somebody else wants me to read them. And that's what the reading events should be. I mean, if you don't want to read something, don't participate. So maybe I worded that incorrectly. And they are fun, the couple that I have participated in already. But yeah, I had intended on taking a break until I found out just yesterday of a brand new reading event that happened. Will be starting in January, Haggard January, an event dedicated to the works of H Rider Haggard. And when I heard that, I got to drop everything and do that. Haggard is one of my all-time favorite authors. I've mentioned before, I know on this channel, King Solomon's Mines is my second favorite book of all time, right behind Treasure Island. Those books are my bread and butter ever since I was a little kid. I've read them both multiple times. And from that, actually, a number of years ago, I picked up a collection of, it's not quite the complete works of H Rider Haggard, but I think that if it's not in there, you don't need it. It's got the entire Alan Quartermain series, who is the hero of King Solomon's Mines, if you're familiar with that work. Even if you're not, maybe you were introduced to him in Alan Moore's comic, The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, famously played by Sean Connery in the movie based on that. Richard Chamberlain has portrayed Alan Quartermain. Patrick Swayze played Alan Quartermain in a movie. I haven't watched that one. I don't know that I can bring myself to. There have been several filmed adaptations of King Solomon's Mines and Alan Quartermain as well. But some of the adventures about that character that Haggard wrote over the years they're so much fun, so engaging. Great cross-section of the Lost World genre, some of the stuff that he gets up to. And then, of course, there's She, as in She Who Must Be Obeyed. Haggard's probably second most famous novel. Depending on the circles that you run in, it might even be more well-known. In fact, I think it outsold King Solomon's Mines. And there are actually 4 books in the She series. And all 4 are great. One of them is actually a crossover with Alan Quartermain. But those, Alan Quartermain and She aside, Haggard wrote so many great adventure stories. Set throughout mostly South Africa, dealing with like the Zulu Wars, Shaka, Sitweo. I'm probably not pronouncing those correctly. Adventures relating to that, like the Shaka dynasty. Eric Bright Eyes, his Viking adventure is fantastic. He wrote a novel about even Daniel of the Bible, Belshazzar, I think is the name of that work. Great novels. Even some more of like fantastic fiction type stuff, like the kind that's almost reminiscent of even Edgar Allan Poe. He's got some more science fiction-y type stuff that I'm not as big a fan of as some of his more just traditional Lost World adventure type reading, but it's a great collection that I've got, and I am so looking forward to digging back into those. It's kind of been on the back of my mind for a while anyway, and I'm really excited to participate. If I haven't mentioned that, I think I've used the word excited I don't know how many times already. It's going to be good. I'm looking forward to seeing other people's reactions to reading Haggard's adventures. I know mostly this is going to be at least the first two Alan Quartermain books, maybe She, because some of the others are actually pretty hard to find unless you dig them up on like an e-reader or something like that. They're pretty much all in public domain at this point. But even getting in there and seeing the influences that Haggard had on Edgar Rice Burroughs, and even the character of Mowgli from the Jungle Book, Rudyard Kipling. I think Rudyard Kipling and Robert E. Howard wrote a book together, if I remember. I can't remember which one it is. So yeah, that I know. I actually watched, and what prompted me to make this video this morning is I saw Michael K. Vaughan's video introducing his intent on Haggard January, who's apparently one of the co-hosts, I guess. And just reading some of the other comments on his video, there are so many people who have wanted to read Haggard. They're aware of Haggard, but have never actually gotten to it. So this is going to be an opportunity for them to be introduced to one of the greatest writers, certainly the most fun English writers of English literature, and absolutely one of the most influential writers, even though he's largely been forgotten in these days. So with that, I'm just going to leave you with that. Very excited about this event in January. So excited, actually, I might give it a head start. I might pick one up even before Christmas. My only problem is figuring out where I'm going to start. My initial reaction is I want to jump back into King Solomon's Mine, start with there. But God, I've read it so many times that I might just start with some of the African adventures or some of his historical novels and avoid Alan Quartermain altogether. I don't know. We'll see. But look forward to some of those videos in the future. Looking forward to actually showing you off my book collection, my Haggard library. Stay tuned, and I hope that you participate in Haggard January. It's going to be a good one. So let's do it. Brad out.